Welcome to the December USD 393 monthly update. I am here with our new pre-K 12 vocal teacher, Colleen Rodriguez, and we welcome you all. Before we start getting into our vocal program and our Christmas concert, I do want to take the opportunity to thank everybody for the support during the bond issue that we had and was voted on in November. And though it didn't pass, we're going to take and explore all the different options with the feedback that we received from our patrons. And there'll be more on that later as we explore those options. So let's now turn to vocal. And I enjoy being in here and hearing all the little kiddos as they are doing their different little activities and singing and dancing and just exploring those different areas of vocal, and that there's more than just singing involved with vocal. So you are new to our district.
Yes, I am.
So Mrs. Rodriguez, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Paola, Kansas, and I graduated from Paola High School in 2012, and then moved on to Washburn and studied music education and music performance. So I took a 5-year track, but I'm very glad that I did that because I feel like I really took some extra classes that benefited me enough, and especially for this job. And now my husband and I are living in Abilene. My husband works in Chapman. He's the band director over there. And we are expecting a little one in May, and we are very, very excited.
That is exciting. Yeah. What a way to start your first year as a teacher, and ending your first year as being a teacher as a mother. So as we think about this being your first year, something obviously drew you to go into the music education. So what was that drew you to?
Right. I knew that I always wanted to work with children and definitely students, and I wanted to go into the medical field at first, but then I realized that I would have to deal with the other side of children that I didn't necessarily want to deal with. So education, it definitely drew me there, and I know that I love music, so what better than teaching students music? That's kind of what drew me to that.
Well, I'm very glad that that drew you, and we're very lucky to have you here. One of the things that we're doing this year is we're having the elementary vocal teacher also do a little the junior high school, and specifically for the high school, I believe you do some co-teaching.
Yes, yeah.
Explain that. How's that going, and how's that
Mr.
work?
Smith and I, he is the band director, and he's previously done choirs in the past, and it's been very nice for me because as a first year teacher, he's definitely introduced me to what being a choir director is like, and it's nice because we both teach at the same time, and so if there's ever any questions, we can definitely take two different perspectives for our students, and I think it's definitely really helped them in the sense of if maybe he doesn't quite know what to say, or if maybe I have just a different perspective, one of us can just kind of chime in and be like, oh, well, maybe try this. And I think it's definitely students are catching on to that, and I think it works really well.
Wonderful. What has been your biggest surprise, being that it's your first year, you know, you're teaching everywhere from a 4-year-old all the way up to an 18-year-old. What's been the biggest surprise that you've had?
It's definitely teaching the non-musical skills. It's the life skills that I'm teaching, or I mean, I've had to teach a 4-year-old how to use a Kleenex, and you know, in school they don't necessarily say, well, some days you might not be teaching music. So it's definitely, it's really fun for me because it kind of takes me into perspective of you're not always just teaching your content. You're definitely teaching all sorts of life skills, things that you didn't necessarily know were going to pop up. And I think it makes it more fun. It makes the day interesting.
It does make it interesting. Now, I'm going out on the limb here. I'm sure that there are individuals in your classes that music is not their thing.
Yeah.
But in elementary school, this is a class that they come to every other day.
Right.
There's no option. Now, in junior high and high school, it is an elective, correct?
Correct, yes.
But you still might have some that there's nothing else to take.
Yeah.
So what do you do with those particular students that this isn't their thing, but then there's other kids that music is their passion? How do you address that, handle that?
What I do is I definitely listen to them, get to know something that they are really into. So I know I have some students that would much rather be in PE. So I will come up with some sort of game or movement or dance of that nature so that they feel like they're playing a game, yet we are still learning musical objectives, which I think is kind of fun because I get to trick them into that, even though they would rather be running around or playing tag or some sort. And then my junior high and high school, I definitely just, once again, listen to them, and I take into perspective of what they want to sing. So we might choose a song that I want to sing, and then we will choose a song that they want to sing, even if we don't get to sing it on a concert or anything. At least they're practicing and still doing the musical things that they want to do.
So I remember back in my day for music, you usually just sat and you sang, and that was about it. So it does, I think, bring more and allow those kids that, like you said, want to be more active.
Right.
There is movement in music, and they get to experience that just a little bit.
Yeah.
What is your vision now that you're almost halfway through your first year with us? What's your vision for the vocal program? I know you went to Salina to a competition, it was concert type.
Yeah, it's called an honor choir. So we got to take our high schoolers over to Kansas Wesleyan, and our Wheat State League hosts a just this choir clinic, and Ken Hakoda from Kansas Wesleyan, he went and he worked with our students for 4 hours, and they got valuable information, and they learned 4 songs in 4 hours, which was amazing to me. So they put on their concert, and it sounded great. So those are things that we're looking forward to in the vocal music program, and honestly growing as a group. We're at about 18 students now, which I think, just because we're a small school doesn't mean we have to have a small choir. So definitely teaching them the fundamentals of music, but then still making it fun and exciting for students to come in and think that this class is enjoyable instead of just, forcing someone to sing or liking to sing. I think that, I know that some students have come in the past and they just kind of sit there, but now they're definitely singing more. And so I'm like, well, you must like to sing now.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that changes some people and coming in next semester.
Right, exactly. And I think when you came back, they commented some of the groups that were there had, they dressed the same, and we haven't recently ever had that. So, maybe that's something as we grow our program, we can start, having things like that.
Definitely, yeah. That's that. They want to have matching dresses and matching tuxedos, and I thought that was very interesting because that was the one thing they noticed, and I was like, "That's great. We can do that, but we have to grow, and we have to stay with our program, and really, you have to put your heart into it instead of just slacking off." So I'm hoping that will change their mindset as well.
Well, starting in pre-K and working our way up, as you go outside of your first year, you can really start building that program from the earliest of
To me, that's like a director's dream, being able to start young and molding them into your own students. Like, that's one thing that I'm very excited about, is just I can kind of create my own program instead of having to piece together other directors and what they've been taught. So it's I'm hoping work out really well for us.
Well, I think it definitely sounds like we're on the right track, and I know the kids, a lot of them, they enjoy vocal. And last year, our preschool that we have, they did not have the vocal class in here, so we just added that this year. So I think it gets them used to it.
Yeah, and it's fun to teach them just the simplest thing, like, a fast song versus a slow song, and just they get 40 minutes a week, and I think even just that 40 minutes is really preparing them for kindergarten. They're going to be able to do so much more and start at the beginning of the year. We can start at such a different level, I think, than previous years. So I'm excited.
That'll be exciting to watch the program grow. So as everybody knows, Christmas is just around the corner. So it not only means that we will be out of school for a little while, it means Christmas concerts.
Yes.
So I know every time that I walk by or stop in, they're working on Christmas songs, and so we've got that concert coming up. So I don't want to give a lot of details for the elementary concert, but kind of what did you think as you were preparing for, I've got to do my very first concert.
Right.
What am I going to do so it's not just go stand, sing our one or two songs, walk off the stage, and the next group comes on. So kind of give us a little bit of a sneak peek maybe of what the elementary school, what you had in mind for that.
Yeah, so I kind of have a theme of holidays around the world. My 3rd through 6th graders are doing a little program, not necessarily a play, but they're speaking parts, and they're definitely introducing you to the different holidays around the world. So we're going to sing some songs that from different countries, and we've learned a lot about different religions and different ways that other people celebrate. And so there will be a dancing of the hora from the Jewish tradition, and some other fun things that you can come and check out. My K through 2 friends, they are singing Penguin Polka, and it's funny because it's about a penguin from Florida. So that was fun because we talked about how, you know, penguins don't live in Florida, but so that was kind of around the world there, and then a polar puppy who's living in the North Pole. So that's our other around the world thing. And then our preschoolers are going to get to introduce Jingle Bells to us, and they are playing Jingle Bells. So we're very excited to see how that works out for us at our program.
They might be a little excited with the Jingle Bells,
but that's okay.
You know what? Parents love those.
Yeah, we're excited.
Whatever they do. So it's great to see integration of not just vocal, but some of those concepts that teachers may not be able to get to within the regular curriculum. It can be integrated in there, you know, anywhere from different, you know, Jewish religion, you know, down to just penguins in Florida.
Yeah.
So that is going to be Monday, December 18th is our concert, and we are separating. So we've got pre-K through 6th grade starting at 6 p.m. Band, the 5th and 6th grade band will also be performing.
Yes.
That should probably be around 45 minutes, maybe an hour in length, and then have just a short little 15-minute intermission. So those that have little kiddos, they can get those kiddos home after the concert, and then allow those junior high and high school parents to be able to come in and enjoy that starting at about 7:15.
Yes.
And that will all be in the high school gym, just like we did last year. I think that worked out really good. I know you were able to come and view the spring concert, so you kind of have an idea on how that can be laid out.
Definitely.
So as we end this, I thank you. We're glad to have you here as a gorilla. And so I just want to remind everybody again, Monday, December 18th at 6 p.m. for the elementary school and elementary school band, with then the junior high and high school following at 7:15. So as we end this monthly update for USD 393, we've got a little surprise, and that is going to be the
our high school choir, who is singing the first Noel / Pachelbel's canon. So when you come to the concert, you'll get another little treat from me, as I'm going to play the flute with them, and as Mr. Smith directs them. So I really hope you enjoy their performance.
All right, everybody have a Merry Christmas, and we hope to see you at our concert on the 18th. Thank you.
Angels did sing. there's no